Okay, so I'm going to use site measuring to demonstrate how to draw these organic forms. A good example of organic forms is simply fruits and or vegetables. In this case, these are artificial, but they have a pretty good likeness to the real thing. So we've got a bell pepper and a banana there. And I've placed these objects on a cubic form. I think this is really helpful to do this because you can use the cubic form to help you box in and place the organic form, which is not always obvious how you can think about an organic form and break it down into something that's more structurally rigid or geometric. All right. So for starters, I'm just going to decide where the front corner of this box is going to be, and I'm going to go ahead and place it right here. I'm going to decide how wide I want this box to be, and I'm going to go ahead and place that right here. Okay, I've noticed that, well, I'm going to go ahead and make a vertical edge here, a vertical edge here. That is the sides of the box. I'm going to go follow up and make a vertical edge for the back of the box by measuring how it compares to the front. So it's this much, which is 3/4 of the front of the box. It's interesting because at the angle that I'm looking at this, the side of this box is actually smaller than the front of the box, when in fact I know that this box is longer than it is wide. But that's what happens when you site measure, is you see things differently than you know them, and you draw what you understand about the space. All right. So if the box is this wide, how tall is it? The height is a little bit more than the width. So if that's the same, I'm going to put a little bit more. That would be the height. I'm going to check that one more time. The height is a little bit more than the width. Yeah, that looks good. All right. So in order to draw an angle, I'm going to draw horizontal, and I'm going to ask myself, how much higher is this point on the corner on the left side than the right? It's this much higher. Now I can draw the angle. Okay, and I can say, well, if I take this measurement and I bring it over here, is it in fact the same? So there, it's similar, but it's not quite as much. So it's a little bit less. So now I can connect these. Okay. Check one more time here. I need to adjust my box already. It's right there. Okay, and I'm going to use that to check this other side real quick here. Yeah. All right, so now I'm going to ask myself where the corner is on this side here. I'm going to hold my stick horizontally and I'm going to go up like this. I'm going to compare where that corner is along this edge. It's halfway right here. So the back corner of the box is right there. Okay, And if I measure the height of the back corner, it's less than the front because it's receded. It's right there. So it's helpful to draw the surrounding geometric structure to try and figure out where that bell pepper and banana are located. So now I feel like I can place that bell pepper on here. And I'm going to try to box it in. I'm going to look at where's the lowest point of this bell pepper. Where's the lowest point of that bell pepper horizontally along this edge? And I'm looking at, it's right there. Where's the widest point of that bell pepper on the left side? I'm going to hold my stick vertically, and that is slightly to the left of the front corner of this box. Yeah. Okay. The widest point on the right side of the bell pepper is slightly inside the back edge of the box. The height of that bell pepper, if I can measure the height from the bottom to the very top, is this much. If I compare that to the front of the box, it's the same measurement as the front of the box. So now I have the height of my bell pepper. You see, so I've boxed it in. Now I'm going to see how that bell pepper differs from this box by drawing some contours. The bell pepper has a noticeable plane shift from its top to its side. Okay, and I want to articulate that first. That plane shift, where does that happen? If I hold my stick this way and I bring it down, right there. Or I can measure its height and see how many of those fit in the hole. And it's about 3. 1, 2, 3. So I'm pretty close. That plane shift also is telling me that that side of the bell pepper seems to be kind of tilted a little bit that way. Like that. And the bell pepper is not quite a cubic form. It's actually kind of triangular. And in this case, it's kind of triangular, like this, and like that. It's kind of like a leaning triangle. Some bell peppers, not all of them are like that. This one is. All right, so now using this boxed in sort of structure, I'm going to put some points. Here's the lowest point. Here's the widest point. Over here. And here is the widest point on the other side, and it's changing direction from top to side. So I'm going to try to do contour drawing now, or a contour line that very carefully articulates the edge. So I'm going to follow it through. It comes through here, and I'm just going to kind of make some light marks first before I darken it in. And it goes like this. Okay, so now I can make it darker. Goes this way, goes up, changes direction, goes back, comes down, dips down, goes up, and then it convenes right here, dips up, and comes out, and then comes down this way, and then that contour disappears, and I have an overlapping contour. And I'm not going to draw that one quite as dark. I have an overlapping contour that comes down. And right here, I'm going to come back, and it comes down, and it goes lower to the bottom. Then it continues for just a little bit, and then it goes up, right there. That contour continues, and I'm going to draw it lighter, and actually I'm going to use the side of my pencil because I want to vary the line. It comes through, goes up, and it connects. So I have a softer line here, softer and lighter, and I have a sharper, darker line down here. This comes down, and then it angles upward toward the bulge on this top, like this, and then coming down. Now you may not want to be quite as bold as that. You may want to draw it lightly first before you darken that contour. There's some inner contours. So right here, there's a soft edge, and I'm just using the side of the pencil. If you have the lead exposed quite a bit, you can use the side. There's some inner contours. Bulge here. I'm going to draw the darker line now, coming this way. And there's an overlap. There's a contour back here, followed by another one. Okay. And then there's a contour that overlaps that goes back here. So I was able to use a geometric support structure before I drew the contours. If you draw the contours very quickly, right from the beginning, your object, your organic object, is going to have less structural integrity, and it's going to be quite flimsy. So I want you to pay attention to the structure, the structural condition of the object. Okay, so that's okay. This little hiccup over here needs a little bit more refinement. Okay, now if I may draw this banana, well, I can draw the back edge of the box, tilting like this, going behind the bell pepper, and then coming out the other side. Coming out the other side, not quite halfway up, okay? The back corner of the box, I can see it from my station point, and it's right here. It's just to the left, okay, of the bell pepper. All right, so I can draw the edge of the box there, and that's going to help me draw this banana. The banana is foreshortened, right? So that's a little bit challenging actually to show the banana that way. But I'm going to use this framework that I've constructed to help box it in. Holding my stick vertically, I can see that the stem of the banana is just slightly to the right of the outside edge of my box. So it's right here. Again, extend your lines, show supporting line. Okay, now there is the stem is going in a horizontal direction toward the banana. And that, if I hold my stick horizontally, that corresponds to the back corner of the box, like this. So the stem of the banana is coming this way. Now I can look very carefully at the negative space between the contour of the banana's stem and the shoulder of the banana, and how that makes a shape along this edge of the box, and then the shoulder of the banana and the stem. I want to look at that shape that makes. And I'm going to draw, well, the shoulder of the banana comes into the box at this point right here. And it goes this way. And then it goes upward. And then it goes to the stem. And the stem stops right there, like that. It actually is a little bit more abrupt. So if I bring this over right here, it's a little bit more abrupt. Okay, that contour continues on top of the box, going, and it changes direction slightly. It comes toward me about that much. Okay, now the top of the banana is coming this way, goes upward. Okay, but how much does it go upward? If I hold this stick horizontal, it's slightly below the top versus side plane of the bell pepper. Actually, a little bit lower than that. Just a little bit lower than that. Okay, and so the banana is curving upward. Wow, that's quite a lot actually, curving upward that way. Upward, and then it's coming through on top of the box, just almost to the back corner. So right here, and I know that I've got to make it come from here going this way. Okay, and then it's coming down the point here, right at the end of that banana. Vertically relates to the box right here. Horizontally relates to the box directly across from the corner of the box there. So I'm boxing it in. All right, so then the contour from the tip of the banana is coming this way. There's some space between the bell pepper. It's coming down. Curving this way, like that. Okay, then we have an overlapping contour. The tip of the banana, it has a shape. Be very careful about that shape. It's like that. Okay. There's an inner contour along the banana that starts at the stem, it continues through, and it comes out right here, actually over here, comes out over here, and it becomes an outer contour. So we have an inner contour. I'm going to use a lighter line here. And I can use the side of my pencil to make it a softer line. And then it becomes an outer contour right here. I'm going to use a sharper, darker line. Comes out, and then it changes direction and it connects to the tip right here. Like a straight, makes a straight edge over that way. Then there's another contour that comes this way, and it comes in like that. And I put that too dark. I'm going to lighten that a little bit. I've emphasized the outer contours with darker and in this case sharper lines. Okay, and it's coming this way. Then from the tip is going back. From here, there's another contour. It's subtle. It goes this way. And then there's another one that comes this way. And I want to make those a little lighter. Okay. Called a little bit too much attention to this point right here, so I'm going to lighten that and reinforce. I'm going to make that dark just so it comes forward. Okay, so using site measuring, breaking down a complex organic form, using horizontal and vertical measurements and relationships, having a cubic form in context with these organic forms really helps to box it in. Okay.